Preliminary testimony at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry has once again placed South Africa's policing and political leadership under intense scrutiny, as explosive allegations emerged involving Police Minister Senzo Mchunu and a protected intelligence operative known publicly as WitnessE. What has unfolded before the Commission is not only a detailed account of alleged ministerial involvement in sensitive criminal intelligence matters, but also a broader examination of the boundaries between political authority, law enforcement independence, and accountability in cases of politically motivated violence. At the center of the latest developments is Major General Gopaul, who testified that Police Minister Senzo Mchunu has never contacted him to inquire about any other political killing cases, except for the murder of Councillor Mabita. This assertion immediately raised questions about selective interest, ministerial priorities, and the extent to which political considerations may influence policing decisions. As testimony continues, the Commission is increasingly confronted with claims that senior political figures may have crossed institutional lines in ways that challenge long-standing principles of operational independence within the South African Police Service. As this testimony unfolds, we want to hear from you. Do you believe political leadership should ever directly engage with undercover intelligence operatives? Does such interaction strengthen accountability, or does it undermine the integrity of investigations? Share your thoughts in the comments section, and remember to like this video and subscribe for ongoing coverage, as the Madlanga Commission continues to hear evidence that could reshape public trust in South Africa's criminal justice system. WitnessE, whose identity remains protected due to security concerns, is a seasoned law enforcement officer with extensive experience in covert and undercover operations. His career spanned service in the South African National Defence Force and later within SAPS crime intelligence. According to his testimony, he has been under witness protection since 2019, a measure that underscores the perceived risk associated with the information he possesses and the cases in which he has been involved. The Commission heard that WitnessE's role has historically placed him at the intersection of intelligence gathering, organized crime investigations, and politically sensitive cases. His testimony is therefore being treated with particular seriousness, not only because of the nature of the allegations he is making, but also because of his professional background and long-standing exposure to high-risk operations. It is within this context that his claims about direct contact from the police minister have sent shockwaves through the proceedings. According to WitnessE, all interactions with Police Minister Senzo Mchunu were initiated by the minister himself in late December 2024. This point has been emphasized repeatedly during his testimony, as it goes directly to the issue of agency and intent. WitnessE told the Commission that he was shocked when the minister contacted him directly on his covert and highly restricted cell phone number, a number that is ordinarily reserved exclusively for undercover operations and is not shared outside tightly controlled intelligence environments. The revelation that a political office-bearer had access to, and made use of, such a restricted communication channel has raised immediate concerns among legal observers and intelligence professionals. Such numbers are designed to protect operatives from exposure, interception, and compromise. Any breach of that security framework, whether intentional or accidental, could have serious implications for the safety of officers and the integrity of ongoing investigations. WitnessE testified that the minister contacted him after learning that he possessed information related to the murder of Senzo Mchunu, a high-profile political assassination that has long symbolized the deadly intersection of politics, corruption, and violence in South Africa. According to WitnessE, during these interactions he shared detailed intelligence with Minister Mchunu, including the identities of police officers allegedly linked to the assassination. The Commission heard that WitnessE claims he fully disclosed all information in his possession regarding the killing of Mchunu. This included operational details, alleged networks of involvement, and the names of individuals within law enforcement whom he believed were connected to the crime. These disclosures, if proven, would represent an extraordinary moment in which classified intelligence was shared directly with a political executive authority outside conventional reporting structures. Central to the Commission's inquiry is whether such interactions were lawful, appropriate, and consistent with established protocols governing intelligence handling and ministerial oversight. While the police minister does have political responsibility for SAPS, operational independence is a foundational principle designed to prevent political interference in investigations, particularly those involving politically connected suspects. WitnessE further testified about a cell phone conversation that allegedly took place between himself and Minister Mchunu, a conversation that has now become a focal point of the Commission's work. According to his account, the call included discussions about a written statement that the minister had requested. WitnessE stated that when asked whether the statement was complete, he informed the minister that it was still being drafted. The testimony then took a more controversial turn. WitnessE alleged that Minister Mchunu instructed him to send the unfinished statement via WhatsApp to an individual named Lindo Thembu, who was reportedly staying with the minister at the time. This instruction, if confirmed, raises serious questions about the handling of sensitive information, the chain of custody of intelligence materials, and the potential involvement of unauthorized third parties. Commissioner Mbayiseli Madlanga himself intervened during this portion of the testimony, noting that the alleged phone call begins in an unusual manner. This observation followed WitnessE's assertion that the recording he submitted contains the entire conversation. The Commissioner's remarks suggest that the Commission is carefully scrutinizing not only the content of the evidence, but also its authenticity, completeness, and context. Legal experts observing the proceedings have noted that recorded evidence involving a sitting minister is likely to be subjected to intense forensic and legal examination. Questions of consent, admissibility, and interpretation will be central to determining how much weight the Commission can place on such material. Nevertheless, the mere existence of a recorded interaction between a protected intelligence witness and a political executive has already shifted the tone of the inquiry. Major General Gopaul's testimony adds another layer of complexity. His assertion that Minister Mchunu showed interest only in the Councillor Mabita case, and not in other political killings, has been interpreted by some as evidence of selective engagement. Political killings in South Africa, particularly at local government level, have been a persistent and deadly problem, often linked to factional battles, tender disputes, and power struggles within political parties. Critics argue that selective intervention undermines public confidence in the impartial application of justice. If political leaders are seen to intervene only in certain cases, questions inevitably arise about motive, favoritism, or political calculation. Supporters of the minister, however, may argue that receiving information about a particular case does not automatically imply improper conduct, especially if the intention was to ensure accountability. The state has yet to present its full response to the allegations emerging from WitnessE's testimony. Minister Mchunu has not testified before the Commission at this stage, and his legal team is expected to challenge the credibility, interpretation, and implications of the evidence presented. As with all commissions of inquiry, the Madlanga Commission does not determine criminal guilt, but its findings can inform future prosecutions, disciplinary actions, and policy reforms. The broader significance of this testimony lies in what it reveals about the fragile balance between political oversight and operational autonomy. South Africa's constitutional framework is designed to prevent political manipulation of law enforcement, particularly in cases involving political violence. The Commission's work is therefore not only about individual conduct, but about systemic safeguards or the lack thereof. WitnessE's long-standing placement in witness protection underscores the dangers associated with exposing politically sensitive crimes. His testimony paints a picture of an environment in which those who come forward with information face prolonged risk, uncertainty, and isolation. This reality has often been cited as a contributing factor to low conviction rates in political killing cases. Inside the Commission hearing room, the atmosphere has been described as tense and deeply focused. Unlike criminal courts, commissions of inquiry allow for extended narrative testimony, creating space for witnesses to contextualize their experiences. This has allowed WitnessE to provide a detailed account of his career, his intelligence work, and the circumstances that led to his interactions with the police minister. Outside the commission, public reaction has been swift and polarized. Some view WitnessE as a courageous whistleblower exposing uncomfortable truths about political power. Others urge caution, warning against drawing conclusions before all evidence is tested. Social media platforms have become battlegrounds for competing narratives about accountability, conspiracy, and institutional trust. Analysts point out that the Senzo Mchunu murder remains a deeply symbolic case. It represents not only the personal tragedy of a young political leader's death, but also the broader failure of the state to decisively confront political violence. Any suggestion that intelligence related to this case was handled improperly has far-reaching implications. The Madlanga Commission's mandate includes examining the conduct of law enforcement agencies, political oversight, and systemic failures that allow political killings to persist. WitnessE's testimony directly engages all three areas. Whether his allegations ultimately withstand scrutiny will be a determining factor in the Commission's final report. For now, the Commission continues to hear evidence. Each new witness adds another piece to a complex puzzle involving power, secrecy, and accountability. The testimony of Major General Gopaul and WitnessE has already ensured that the role of political leadership in sensitive investigations will be one of the defining issues of this inquiry. As proceedings move forward, South Africans are once again confronted with difficult questions. How much involvement is too much for political leaders? Where should the line be drawn between oversight and interference? And how can the state protect those who come forward with dangerous truths while maintaining the integrity of its institutions? The answers will not come quickly. Commissions of inquiry are, by nature, slow and deliberate processes, but their importance lies in their ability to surface facts, test narratives, and expose systemic weaknesses. The Madlanga Commission is now firmly in that phase. For WitnessE, the risk remains personal and immediate. For Minister Senzo Mchunu, the allegations represent a serious challenge to his conduct and leadership. For the country, this moment serves as a reminder that the struggle for justice in cases of political violence is far from over. As the Commission adjourns and prepares for further testimony, the nation watches closely. The findings that eventually emerge will not only influence individual reputations, but may also shape future reforms in how South Africa confronts political killings, intelligence governance, and the delicate balance between law and politics.